Good morning dear students, welcome once again. Here we are going to discuss some of the questions of class 8 geography, chapter number 2, land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. The chapter got finished, but when I look over to the questions, I felt that some of the questions are needed to be discussed. That's why I am here to discuss some of the question answers. The question answers which I have already discussed, that means which I have discussed in my log notes or that explanation part, that will be left over. But the questions which I think is needed to be discussed so that no doubts will be there in your mind, that few selective questions will be discussed over here. Okay, clear? So let's begin on with some of the questions, some of the revision questions you can say. I hope you will be enjoying our video and I hope you will be taking the studies seriously. Now let's begin on with the question answers part. These are the question answers of your textbook. The first question, which are the two main climatic factors responsible for soil formation? Now, what are the two factors? Though there are more factors, but the two factors that are required is temperature. Temperature is very important for the soil formation. Okay, weathering up of rocks, either I am going to tell you about weathering of rocks or other factors. Temperature is very important, it is very much required. Okay, and apart from that, rainfall, it is also a factor for soil formation, because if rain falls, it washes away it takes away some of the rocks, and by rolling up of rocks it breaks down into smaller fragments, small pieces, which finally forms the soil. So rainfall and temperature are the two important climatic factors that are responsible for soil formation. Pressure is also required, right? Pressure, temperature, rainfall. You have to tell about climatic factors, mind you. So temperature and rainfall is accurate answer, is correct answer. Okay. Write any two reasons for land degradation today. This is another question, number 2, first question, second part. Write any two reasons for land degradation today. In the present context or in today's context, you have to give two reasons for land degradation. Degradation, having ill quality. What are the factors that lead to the ruin up of land or ill quality of the land and something like that? Okay, so land degradation. Write any two reasons. First factor is deforestation. What is the meaning of deforestation? Yes, it is cutting up of trees. Deforestation. If we cut down the trees in large number, that will lead to the land degradation. Correct? Now another factor that leads to land degradation is indiscriminate. Indiscriminate means excessive. Okay? Indiscriminate use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers in agricultural land. If we use chemical pesticides and fertilizers in our agricultural land indiscriminately, or you can say excessive use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers, or you can say indiscriminate use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. These are the two reasons for land degradation. Okay, you can add a third reason also, degrading or decomposition of materials. Some non-biodegradable materials inside the soil also lead to the land degradation. Constructional activities also lead to the land degradation. So there are many reasons. You have an unlimited scope, you have an unlimited answers. Okay, but I think these are the answers being given, or if another answer will also be given, that is also acceptable. I am going to make you a brief, and as well as I want to simplify the answer. That's why I am giving this answer. These are not hard and fast rule that you have to write only this answer only. Okay, clear? Now the third question of your textbook: why is land considered an important resource? Mind you, why the land? I have already given the answer while I was discussing this chapter. You might have remembered, right? Still, if the question is there, first is land provides the habitat. Habitat means living place. Okay, habitat means shelter, home, living place. So it provides a habitat to a wide variety provides shelter, it provides home for the plant as well as animals. That's why land is considered an important resource. The first factor is this one. Another factor also used by the human beings for various purposes such as agriculture, forestry, mining, building houses, roads, setting up industries. Okay, so these are various purposes for which we use the land. That's why it becomes very important natural resource. It becomes very important resource. The land is a very important resource because of these factors, because it provides the home, or it is a shelter for wide variety of flora and fauna, as well as it is used by human beings for various purposes like forestry, mining, setting up of industries, making of roads, buildings and other purposes. Okay, that's why land is considered an important resource. I don't think there will be any problem after discussion of all these things, right? Yes. Now let's proceed on. Name any 2 steps that government has taken to conserve plants and animals. So you have to give 2 steps that government has taken to conserve, to protect these plants and animals. As you know, in order to preserve the plants and animals, government has taken certain steps. These are some of the simplified steps. Number 1, 2 steps taken by government to conserve plants and animals are: number 1, they set up national parks, bioreserves, right? Apart from that, they have set up wildlife sanctuaries. So these are being set up to protect the wildlife as well as plants, flora, fauna. You can say anything. In another words also you can say that government set up national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and your biosphere reserves. Okay, these are being set up by the government so that the plant and animal will be protected, will be conserved, right? As for example, also I have written Kaziranga National Park in Assam. That is an important national park. Okay, so an example of national park I have written. You can write the example of biosphere reserves also, like Nilgiri biosphere reserves. Okay, so and the second thing, the second step that the government has taken in order to conserve the plants and animals are this: they have banned, right? Banned the killing of lions, tigers, deer, great Indian bustards and peacocks and several other animals which are endangered species, or you can say they are on the verge of extinction. Time and again I am using these words. I have already told you to learn these 2 words: on the verge of extinction and extinct, right? On the verge of extinction, extinct, or you can say endangered. Okay, these are the words which are being used for those species which are on the verge of ending or which are on the edge of getting finished out. Okay, so government has banned the killing of lions, or you can say has banned the hunting also. Okay, right? Killing of lions, tigers, deer, great Indian bustards. So they have banned hunting of these animals, and there are several other animals also. So in order to protect these animals especially, they have banned the practice of poaching or hunting. Another term which I have used earlier, poaching. Remember? Yes. The 5th question of your textbook, number 1, 5th part, suggest 3 ways to conserve water. What are the 3 ways of conserving the water, of making the water to get accumulated, or you can say to protect? Okay, to protect or not to get them wasted out is the correct accurate term. Rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting, later on I am going to explain rainwater harvesting also. Okay, you just don't worry. Rainwater harvesting is the first term in which rainwater is being collected and is stored. Okay, lining irrigation canals to avoid seepage of water. See, this is also an important way or method to conserve water. Lining irrigation canals. So lining up of irrigation canals. Canals, okay? Canals are being lined up properly to avoid the seepage of water. There should not be any seepage, otherwise water will get wasted out. So lining up of canals properly without the seepage is another method, is another way of conserving water, right? And your third point is groundwater. The water which is present in the water table. Yes, water table. You may ask, what is the meaning of water table? The ground level water, okay, which is stored inside the ground is water table, right? So that groundwater, that water table replenished or is being accumulated or is being protected by promoting of afforestation. Afforestation means opposite of deforestation. Deforestation means cutting up of trees. Afforestation, opposite of cutting up of trees. That means planting more and more trees. If you plant more and more trees, obviously it will increase the water level, groundwater level to come up, because these are the plants which make the water to get seep, percolate, to get inside the ground, doesn't get washed away, okay? So it is the plants, the more the plants you will plant, the more rain it bring, more water will come to the ground, it percolates, it seeps, gets inside the ground and is being accumulated over here or there or stored inside that ground as a water table. Okay, clear? So these are the three ways by means of which we can conserve water. There are several other more ways also, but these are the three more suitable ways to conserve water. Okay, clear? Shall we proceed on? Now the second and third part is choosing up of question answers which are already been given. Now in the fourth part, in the question number 4, these are also the questions of your textbook. Okay, in the fourth part there is a question that state whether true or false. You have to state whether it is true or false. That is not a big deal. You can do it by simply reading it. But the thing is, if true, you have to write the reason of it. That's why I am discussing this question. Okay? If the statement is true, you have to give an accurate reason. You have to write the reason why this statement is true. If it is false, doesn't matter. You simply write false and you get over, no problem. But if the statement is true, then you have to write the reason for it. Okay? The first statement is Ganga Brahmaputra plain of India is an overpopulated region. Yes. If we go around this plain, around this area of Ganga Brahmaputra, you will find too many peoples residing over there. Too many peoples have made their home over there. So it is densely populated, right? Densely populated means people are found too much in number over there. Okay, clear? So Ganga Brahmaputra plain of India is overpopulated. Yes, it is true. Answer is true. What is the reason behind it? Why it is overpopulated? Why Ganga Brahmaputra plain of India is overpopulated? Reason means why. You have to just put a why to the question. Just because it is Ganga Brahmaputra plain is very fertile plain. You might have read in geography of standard 7 also, I believe. Okay, it is a very fertile plain, and wherever there is the land is fertile, people can usually do the agriculture over there, right? So the plains and river valleys offer suitable land for agriculture. This is the accurate reason why this area is very much overpopulated, just because of simple reason that plains offer suitable land for agriculture. Moreover, this land, this part, Ganga Brahmaputra plain, okay, it is very suitable for the agriculture. That's why most of the people are staying over that in that area. Clear? I don't think there will be any problem with this question. Second question, water availability per person in India is declining. Yes, declining means reducing. We are facing water shortage day by day in our day-to-day life. We are facing water shortage. Why? This is the question. Water availability per person in India is declining. Yes, it is true. Water availability is declining. Mind you, it is getting reduced per person. That means for every person, whatever the water consumption capacity is there, it is reducing day by day. Yes, because though water is present in abundance, we have ample amount of water. Okay, fresh water is scarce. I have already told you, out of 2% fresh water, 30% or 70% of the water is stored in the form of glaciers and in the form of ice sheets and all those things which are inaccessible. Okay, only a meager amount of fresh water we are using. Remember? Yes. So fresh water is scarce. First thing, fresh water is scarce. Very few, very little. 70% comprises of your saline water, your seas and oceans. Okay, out of 70%, in fact, most of the water present in seas and oceans are saline. So we can't use it for drinking and other purposes. That's why, and fresh water now gets reduced to very less in quantity. The fresh water is scarce. Though water is present in abundance, water is too much. 3/4 of the land is 3/4 of the part of the earth comprises of water. So water is present in plenty, but fresh water is scarce. Fresh water is in very less quantity. Correct? Now, due to wastage, deforestation, depletion of fresh water, the availability is declining. Now, due to these factors, due to wastage, number one, because we waste most of the water. Deforestation, right? Deforestation is the term. Deforestation, that means due to cutting up of trees, due to wastage. Deforestation, depletion of fresh water. Depletion of fresh water means fresh water is decreasing day by day. Okay, the availability is declining, right? So because of these factors, because fresh water is already scarce, now because of deforestation, because of wastage of water, because of depletion of fresh water, the availability is declining. The amount that we want, it is not available, right? Third question is, rows of trees planted in coastal areas to check the wind movement is called intercropping. Here the word check means to prevent, right? So rows of trees planted in the coastal areas to check the wind movement is called intercropping. What I have told you, it is rows of trees when planted. It is a method of conserving the soil. That process is known as shelter belt plantation. Yes. So it is not intercropping, it is a shelter belt plantation. Okay, clear? Shall we proceed? Yes. Now the fourth question is, human interference and changes of climate can maintain the ecosystem. The statement is false. Human interference and changes of climate does not maintain the ecosystem. In fact, it disturbs the balance of the ecosystem. In fact, it disbalances the ecosystem, because human is making an interference, or they are making an interruption, right? And the frequent changing up of climate also makes the ecosystem balance get disturbed. So it is a false statement. Either you can write false and you proceed on, or just to make you explain that it adversely affects the balance of ecosystem, I have written this line. This line is not necessary, or else if you are writing for your improving your enhancing your knowledge, it will be good. Okay. Now some of the additional questions which I want to discuss over here is, first question. These are small questions. Don't get panicky. I am not going to discuss too many questions, just few questions which I feel is important. How is soil formed? From the very beginning I am telling you, by the breaking up of rocks, okay, soil is formed. Clear answer? Okay, that much also you can write. The soil is formed by process of weathering. Now the process by which soil is formed is known as weathering. Weathering is what? Breaking up of rocks by agents like temperature, frost, wind, water, etc., etc. Right? So how the soil is formed? Soil is formed by the breaking up of rocks. Either you can write, or else you can write the soil is formed by the process of weathering. And what is weathering? You can define it as breaking up of rocks by agents like temperature, frost, wind, etc., etc. Okay, this is the meaning of weathering. Okay. Another question is, why are plains and river valleys are densely populated? I think this is a repetition of the question. I have just discussed it earlier. Okay, just because I have written it, you should know that it offers a suitable land for agriculture. That's why the plains and river valleys are densely populated. Okay. Now, what are different types of soil found in India? These are some of the important different types of soil which are found in India. Alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil. These are some of the different types of soil that are found in India. The details of all these soil you are going to read in standard 9th. Okay, you have to read these soils in detail. Alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil. If you are being given different types of soil, how you are going to differentiate by looking up their color, texture and other things, physical properties. Okay, this is the important question for class 9 in fact. But the different types of soil that is found in India, you should also note that these are the names of different types of soil. Okay, black soil, red soil, alluvial soil and other type of soils. Okay. Now one question, very important question as far as mine or as far as myself is concerned. What is intercropping? The time and again this term is coming, or you might have read it in science also, I don't know. What is intercropping? The growing up of different crops. Okay, growing up of different types of crops in alternate rows and are shown at different times to protect the soil from rainwash. The growing up of different types of crops on the same piece of land, okay, in alternate rows. That means one row is of A crop, another row is of B crop. One row is of A crop, another row is of B crop. So like this, in alternate rows, if you grow the different types of crops to protect the soil from being washed away by the rain, that is known as intercropping. Okay, and it may takes place at it is shown at different times also, because the crops which need particular type of season, we will show that seed or we will show that plantation during that particular period, right? So growing of different crops in alternate rows and are shown at different times to protect the soil from rainwash. A beautiful picture is being given. See, two types of crops or two types of plantations are being grown on the same piece of land, right? So it is a beautiful example of intercropping. Okay, maize is growing and your another vegetation is growing. So in this way you can protect the soil or the top layer of the soil. This is also a technique of protecting soil layer or the top fertile part of soil layer. Okay, this is intercropping. Growing of different crops in alternate rows on the same piece of land, that is also correct. Okay, they are done. Why it is done? It is done to protect the soil from rainwash. Clear? It is very much clear. Intercropping. Now another term, rainwater harvesting. As I have already told you, later on I am going to discuss what do you mean by the term rainwater harvesting. It is a process of collecting rainwater. First of all, collection of rainwater. Okay, and it is collected from rooftop. See in the diagram you see clearly that from the rooftop, if the water comes from there, it will get collected inside a pipe, and the pipe will, you can store that water for different purposes, right? Sometimes it is being stored inside the soil also, inside the ground also, by making a ditch by making a pit. Okay, so these are two beautiful pictures of rainwater harvesting. These are two beautiful pictures how you can harvest rainwater, or how you are collecting the rainwater. Rainwater harvesting means collection of rainwater. Clear? So water is being collected for different purposes, or it will be stored inside the ground also by making a pit. By any means they are collecting the water, they are not wasting up the water. This is the meaning of rainwater harvesting. I think from the picture it becomes very clear to you what is the meaning of rainwater harvesting, isn't it? So that's all that I need to discuss. These are important things that I felt that these are needed to be discussed. That's why I have discussed. Now note down some of the homeworks. Okay. Your homework is learn the question answers here. You have to learn the question answers and draw a neat and clean diagram of water harvesting. This is the main homework you need to do. Okay, learn question answer. First thing is you have to learn the question answers and draw a neat and clean diagram of water harvesting. You have to make a neat and clean. This diagram will be made in your plain part. That means your interleaf copy. Do you know you have to make an interleaf copy for the geography? Inside that interleaf copy, one side will be ruled, another side will be plain. So diagram should be placed in the plain part. Okay, drawing part, not in ruled side. Right? That is a common thing that you might be doing in standard 7 also. So make a clean diagram of water harvesting and you have to learn the question answer. Whether I will give the homework of learning the question answer or not, you have to learn the question answers here, because it is high time for learning. Okay. So until unless we are going to meet another time, it's a bye from my side. Wishing you a happy day, a good day, enjoyable day. Bye.